What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Ralphdatrader here, back with another video. Man, that has been long overdue. I haven't made any content for you guys in about like 3 months. And the reason being, I just have been busy. My 9 to 5 has been really, really busy. It also has, you know, I haven't even been able to trade really, guys, due to the fact that my job has really, really been busy because I don't want to be a trader anymore. I want to be a professional trader. So I'm not looking to just be hopping into trades, trades that are already gone. They done left me, and then you get that FOMO. So I'm not doing that anymore. So if I can't catch the trade when I need to, then I'm just not going to trade. So I haven't had any time to really trade due to the 9 to 5. But all is well, everything is still good. But just like I say, haven't been able to make any content for a while, but today I had a little bit of time, and then I just want to break down this trade that I did take on the Dow Jones on Free Cash Friday. I took this trade on two top step evals, all right, making the $1,500 for the day with that trade. And if you do know, what I mean, I really only focus on NASDAQ, but like I said, I'm looking to be a professional trader. So the NASDAQ did not give me a daily signal, which the Dow did give a daily signal. So that is the reason why I focus on the Dow. All right. And also, the only signals that I look for are closing breakout signals and inside day signals. Those are the only two signals that I look for. And also, I don't draw the two blue lines as Stacy be doing. Like, you guys got to do what's best for you. So, what's best for me is just the lines that you guys see on the chart, that I have on my chart, which is the previous day's highs and lows, weekly highs and lows, CP levels, and monthly levels. All right. So, and I also don't look at the daily time frame. That's just me personally because, shout out to Yannico for creating the signal day indicator. So, this is the daily. All right. The signal, it gives me the daily um indicator. All right, gives me the daily signal I meant. So shout out to Yannico for creating this. If you guys do want it, it is in the description down below. Shout out to the GOAT himself, Stacy Burke, for still dropping content uh for us, to look at. And shout out to all the other Stacy Burke mentees such as myself. You have Sniper Trades, you have TC88, you have Free Your Mind, you have Cam. So shout out to all those guys as well. Each and every one of us have learned from Stacy Burke, and we've taken what we've learned from Stacy Burke and made it work for ourselves. So that's just what I do. I don't do what they do. You know what I mean? They probably don't do what I do. All right. But as long as each and every one of us is learning and dropping value content for you guys to learn from, then that's what you should do. So, shout out to all my subscribers and new subscribers. All right. So, I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. So, like I said, had a little bit of time today, so I do want to just break down the Dow Jones trade that I was able to take on Free Cash Friday. And for myself, I only look for pump and dumps and trapping ships, guys. That's it. Reversal trades. All right. If I catch a trend trade, then I'll take a trend trade. All right. So for the closing breakout, I'm looking for a reversal. All right, I'm looking for a reversal. I'm looking for a market to trigger a previous day's higher low, a weekly higher low, a monthly higher low. That's what I'm looking for. Straight up pump and dumps. All right. So let's get into the breakdown. All right. So as you guys can see, like I said, I had the signal, the daily signal on Thursday, a market that closed in breakout. Now, if you do not know what it means when a market closes in breakout, okay, all that means is when at the end of the day, the market closes below or above a daily level. That is all that means. It's just a signal to bring it up on your watch list. All right. Doesn't mean that a setup is going to happen. It just brings it up on your watch list. That's it. So, excuse me. So on Thursday, we had a market that closed in breakout. All right. So I already knew this Thursday night. I had a signal day. Boom. I'm looking at the Dow Jones because, like I say, the Nasdaq did not give a signal. So my focus was on the Dow Jones. Now, was the Dow Jones going to give me a setup? I don't know until New York session. All right. So as you guys can see, this market was pretty much just accumulating consolidating, going sideways. We had some major red news out at 8:30 and some medium impact news at 10 a.m. So I don't do nothing until after 9:30. I stop taking trades at 9:30. All right. And my session box, I have it starting at 9:30. All right. So that way, that gives me time when I'm at work. I don't have to worry about anything around 7 o'clock pre-market, 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? I don't do anything until after 9:30. So that gives me a little bit of time to get some work done, at before I'm looking to start taking a trade. So you guys can see that the market continue to put in some higher highs and higher lows. We also got a signal on the day, which the market did break out, triggered breakout traders. All right. And as you guys can see, it puts in a new high. And right at 10 a.m., 10 a.m. club, all right, it gave us this nice engulfing. Gave us that is it. That was the trade. Now, I entered this trade as the market broke this candle's low. Okay, so this was my entry. All right. And to make 1,500, I took out 3 contracts on the Dow. And to make 1,500, so this was my trade right here. That was my trade to make 1,500 on the top step evals. So I had a signal day, which the market closed in breakout. I don't do anything until after 9:30. The market breaks out once again on the day, pumping up. And as you guys can see, if you do mark off, like the closing price levels, drag those over, which I don't do, but as you guys can see, the market goes right up into Wednesday's CP level. All right. So as you guys can see, the market went right up into Wednesday CP level and it started to break down. It started to fail. All right. So as it got up here, I was just waiting to see if it was going to give a reversal. All right. And it did. It gave this engulfing. So like I said, as this candle here got to this low of this M, we made this M pattern. So you had a trap and shift. All right. It was a trap and shift. You had a M pattern right up at the top. So you had a top. All right. And as it got to this wick here, that's when I entered. Okay. You could have waited and let this candle close, do what's best for you. I always got in at the break of a candle. Sometimes I let the candles close. It all depends on, how I'm feeling that day. But that was my entry. And I went for 100 points because you can only make 1,500 on the eval. So it was a nice trap and shift, high of day reversal trade. All right. And you guys can see this trade went about 200 points. So, you know, that was it, guys. That's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till next time, peace and love. Have a good one.